And how much does he want for it?
We're looking for offers over $30 million.
Before we get to that insane $30 million coin, let's rewind to one of the most jaw-dropping items ever brought to Pawn Stars, something tied directly to the very first president of the United States.
So is this George Washington's too?
It is. It's a three-piece suit that he acquired sometime in the mid-18th century.
Yes, you heard that right. A genuine three-piece suit once worn by George Washington himself.
If I could go back and have a cup of coffee with just about anybody in history, it'd probably be this guy.
The seller explained that it had been passed down through families, eventually landing at a New York auction where he managed to snag it.
Do we know the date on this thing?
I think it's from the 1750s or 60s. Back then, it was pink.
But she still doesn't stop there. Instead, she doubles down, asking if his 7-year-old ever talks to him about women's empowerment.
I'm impressed. So you think this is all legit and everything, right?
Yes, I think it is.
Does it have a price on it?
Everything has a price.
Washington wore this at a time when America itself was barely an idea. That alone makes it even more intriguing. But history comes with a price, and this one wasn't cheap.
So how much?
I wouldn't sell for less than $3 million.
Rick had seen million-dollar items before, but this was different. For once, he actually considered pulling the trigger. That's how extraordinary this suit was.
You asked for $3 million, but what's the best you can do? 1.5?
No.
The negotiation started low. Rick threw out $1.5 million. The seller didn't blink. He raised it to $2 million. Still no movement. Finally, the owner drew his line in the sand. $2.5 million, not a penny less. And just like that, the deal was dead.
What do we have here?
Well, it's a Claude Monet painting.
This customer walked into the shop claiming to have an original Claude Monet painting, one of the biggest names in art history. If it was legit, it could be worth millions.
People have walked in my shop and I have bought hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise off of. But a real Monet, that might be the most expensive item yet.
Apparently, the painting was left behind after a loan deal gone wrong. The seller said it might be from Monet's early period, and even had documents claiming it was once insured for over $2 million.
Let me get a friend down here.
Okay.
If this is legit, I think we can both make money off it.
The expert explained how Monet's signature impressionist style defined a whole art movement. At first glance, the painting looked like something Monet might have painted in the late 1870s.
You know, I don't want to dismiss it because, again, you're talking about a piece that, if it's authentic, this could be a $5 million piece.
So red flags means it's not real, or?
I'd like to get a second opinion.
The expert had some doubts, so to be absolutely sure, he brought in another specialist, someone who authenticates museum-level artwork.
So is it real?
Absolutely not by the end of Claude Monet. 200% sure, because there is absolutely not one crack. It's not usual for a 150 years old painting.
The next item was a 1963 Fender Stratocaster, but this wasn't just any guitar. It had once been played by Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, to me, this is the guitar. Jimi Hendrix, he was an icon. This guy did things with the guitar that no one did before.
The seller said the guitar originally belonged to a studio engineer who worked with Hendrix in New York. When the engineer passed away, it eventually made its way into the seller's hands.
Yeah, he played this guitar on several records. He actually played it on Nervous Breakdown as well.
How much do you want for the guitar?
I'd be willing to take, say, $750,000 for it.
At that kind of price, Rick wasn't taking any chances, so he brought in his expert to see if the guitar and its story were the real deal.
The article that you guys have sitting over there, they asked a bunch of vintage dealers to take a look at this guitar with photos and stuff like that. The serial number here, L14985. This guitar has actually been documented. No doubt, this is definitely one of Jimmy's guitars.
After a close inspection, the verdict was in. The wear, the setup, even the serial number, everything checked out.
No doubt, this is definitely one of Jimmy's guitars.
In this interview, the reporter keeps trying Tyson to admit that he's too emotional to fight, that he's too much rage into the ring.
Let me give you $450,000. Well, my thing is, I take all the risk, you walk away with cash.
For a guitar that could fetch maybe $1 million on any day, your own guy just told you that.
Okay, but what would
come
you
on, 450 grand?
If you want the money now, I can go 550.
Rick gave it his best shot. First, he offered $450,000, then $500,000, and finally $600,000. But the seller knew what he had and refused to take a dollar less than $750,000. In the end, no deal was made, and the Hendrix guitar walked right back out the door.
So I'm here in New York to take a look at one of the most historical documents on the planet.
And Tyson shuts it down in the simplest way possible. Then the reporter asks if the put on TV because it wouldn't sell. So Tyson just reminds him who he's talking.
This is absolutely amazing. As far as documents go, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my career.
Rick explained that once the declaration was approved on July 4th, a Philadelphia printer named John Dunlap ran off about 200 copies that same night. Those were sent across the colonies, and local printers used them to make their own versions.
That's the way the internet worked back then. I mean, it was a little bit slower.
The copy on the table came from New Hampshire, one of those early reprints meant to spread the news. And according to Rick, only about 20 examples like this are still in private hands today.
So how much are you looking for this?
$2 million.
After hearing that $2 million price tag, Rick brought in an expert to make sure it was real and to see if it was actually worth that much.
There were a couple hundred printed on the night of July 4th to 5th. They're sent out by John Hancock, and the major cities where they arrive reprint them. And this copy actually was posted on a wall.
All right, so I mean, it's 100% legit.
Absolutely.
All right.
The expert confirmed it right away. The paper, the nail holes, the print, everything checked out.
Brass tacks, what is it worth?
I think this could go for $2 million at auction now.
This time, unlike the last 3 deals, Rick wasn't walking away empty-handed. The seller knew that taking it to auction meant months of waiting, and a big chunk of those profits disappearing in fees.
I would love to give you like $1.4 million.
I would sell it to you for $1.5 million.
Okay. 1.45, I think that's fair. I think we can both be happy with that.
I think we got a deal.
Now, time for the final item, and it's a big one. Not just rare, but the most expensive coin in the world, the 1933 Double Eagle, often called the Holy Grail of coin collecting.
It's just incredible. It's the Holy Grail.
The most valuable coin in the world.
And at auction, it once sold for nearly $19 million. So why is this coin worth so much? Back in 1933, the U.S. Mint struck hundreds of Double Eagle gold coins, but none of them were ever released. That same year, President Franklin Roosevelt made it illegal to own large amounts of gold, and almost every coin was melted down. Almost. A few slipped out through shady deals, and today only one is legal to own.
A few of them got out in circulation, and originally, if you possessed one of these things, you were going to go to jail because the government said they were all stolen.
Yes, the government has taken possession of every coin that's ever come out. This is the only one that they've legalized to be owned.
That makes it not just rare, but unique. The kind of piece that turns collectors into bidders willing to spend tens of millions.
So you represent the owner, and the owner would like to sell it.
Correct.
And how much does he want for it?
We're looking for offers over $30 million.
Quick note before we move on. Rick wasn't buying this for the pawn shop, and the guy showing the coin didn't own it either. They were both just representing clients, basically acting as high-stakes middlemen. So, this wasn't a pawn shop purchase. It was Rick trying to broker a multi-million-dollar deal on behalf of someone else.
He's willing to do $25 million. That includes my small commission, and that's what he's offering.
$25 million is a massive offer, but with the seller holding out for $30 million or more, the gap was just too wide.
Look, it's a nice offer. I will say, like, any time there's an 8-figure offer on a coin, it's a nice offer. But unfortunately, I can't get it done at that. It needs to be over $30 million.
So, the coin went right back into its case, still waiting for that one billionaire willing to pay the ultimate price.